on, man.
Whoa! I'd let go if I could. Whoa!
Oh, you all right, ma'am?
My father warned me never to twist a rope like that.
El caballo, señor.
Oh, thank you, Juan. Thank you, Mr.
McCullough, ma'am. Flynn McCullough.
Mr. McCullough. How do you do? I'm Sister Rita.
How do you do, ma'am?
Oh, are the children all right?
Frightened but unhurt, thank God.
And thanks to Mr. McCullough. This is Sister Joseph.
Sister?
Mr. McCullough, you were like St. Michael himself after the dark angels, the way you came riding down that hill.
Navajo?
Poor little things are the only survivors of an entire village.
Massacred by another tribe.
We found this little lad in the mountains, half starved and lost.
You mean you headed into this country knowing there was Indian trouble?
Our mission is to help the Indians, Mr. McCullough.
They don't seem to know it, ma'am.
Well, they will, Mr. McCullough. Father Sebastian came to us in Santa Fe and asked for sisters to staff his new mission school and hospital in Nevada. Do you know St. Joseph's?
Yeah. Let me get this straight. You mean you started out from Santa Fe for Nevada with this kind of equipment traveling alone?
Oh, no, Mr. McCullough, we're not alone. God is with us.
Well, I'll be.
Oh, I hope not, Mr. McCullough.
¡Tío Tomaso! ¡Ay, tío Tomaso! ¿Qué le ha pasado, tío?
No te apures,
Ay,
mijito.
tío.
Get hold of yourself, man. You won't do him any good going to pieces. Help me get him into the ambulance. Come on now.
I'll do that, sister.
This is Mr. McCullough. This is our Sister Superior, Sister Monica.
Sister?
When we get Tommaso into the wagon, I'll take care of that arm, Mr. McCullough. We'll need boiled water, sister. Easy now. Easy. Keep him flat. There. Mr. McCullough, I'll have a look at your arm now.
You got your hands full with the old man. This'll wait.
I was a surgical nurse in a field hospital for 2 years during the war. I'm quite able to decide what's to be done first.
The first thing to be done, sister, is post a guard. Juan,
Señor.
you better stand watch outside. Don't let anybody out of the wagon area and sing out at the first sign of Indians.
They will come back, señor?
They'll come back.
If they do, you won't find Juan much help, I'm afraid.
Sometimes a frightened man fights better than a brave one. There's a saying, nuns rush in where angels fear to tread.
The correct quotation is fools rush in. So you think we're fools, then?
I think somebody's been making some mighty foolish decisions. Heading out in the first place and leaving that village and coming this far without a wagon train.
There were no wagon trains scheduled for months, and our help at St. Joseph's is urgently needed.
You're not going to be any help to anybody if you get yourself killed.
What's done is done, and we must make the best of it now. Do we have any chance of getting through?
Maybe, but the chances are getting slimmer all the time. We've got to get out of here, and the sooner the better.
That's quite impossible. The removal of that arrowhead will be a very delicate operation. And if it's successful, I shouldn't like to move him too soon.
There's an army saying balancing one life against all in danger.
Expendability.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, there are 2 lives. Father Sebastian is out there somewhere. He left before dawn to find help. How can we leave him behind?
Father Sebastian is dead. He failed in his mission.
No, Mr. McCullough, he didn't fail. You came.
¡Diablo! ¡Salvaje! ¡Te mato!
Juan!
¡Te mato!
Por Dios! Juan, Juanito, no. Por Dios. Por Dios la Madre. Juan, have mercy.
Mr. McCullough, will you help Juan bring him into the wagon?
You mean you're planning to bring him along?
Our mission is to save lives.
Juan. Oh, Mr. McCullough, did you bury him?
Father Sebastian, there wasn't time.
Juan, you better tie him up.
Mr. McCullough, we're not savages. This man is our patient, not our prisoner. He can do no harm in that condition.
You've got a lot to learn about Indians, sister. We can be under attack within a matter of an hour. We've got to use every second to our best advantage.
I'm quite aware of that. So Sister Joseph will assist me while Juan sees to the horses. Sister Rita and the children will prepare the grave.
Don't you realize that every second we lose lessens our chances of survival?
Oh, please, Mr. McCullough. Bring him back.
Make the service short, sister.
I am the resurrection and life. He that believes in me, though he be dead, shall live. And everyone that lives and believes in me shall never die. There's something rather sad about an unmarked grave. No one ever knowing who lies there.
God knows, sister.
So he does, Mr. McCullough. So he does. We're ready now. We're in your hands.
Major Adams could only see me now. Wagon master of a rolling convent and an orphanage.
Major Adams?
Oh, he's the wagon master to the train I scout for.
Senor,
Huh?
in Santa Fe, I have a wife and a small son. I do not wish to die. Many times I have said that we should turn back. Now I say it again, senor. We must.
Amigo, our best chance is to get to the wagon train. Sister, there are 2 of us to handle the driving chores, and 3 wagons. We'll have to leave 1 behind.
Oh, but we shall need everything in all 3 when we get to St. Joseph's.
We'll have to leave 1 behind.
Sister, I've driven a team before. Could I try?
You've never driven a wagon as heavy as this.
No, I haven't, but I think I could manage.
Good.
All right, we'll give it a try. I'll lead out. You follow. Juan, you bring up the rear.
Don't look so worried, Mr. McCullough.
I'm not so sure you can keep up.
Well, you can be very sure I won't be left behind.
Juan, give me a hand with this team.
He's hemorrhaging very badly.
Oh, there. Oh. Oh. Whoa! Whoa!
Oh!
You think you can drive any more tonight?
I suppose so.
Well, here's something that all of us ought to know. This is a rough idea of the trail. We're about here. We're going to leave and go across some broken country to a canyon that I saw yesterday while I was out scouting. There's a water hole in it. I think it's a good idea that we hole up there for a while.
How far do you think we are from the wagon train?
Well, they should be about here. If everything goes right, they'll be down this way in 3-4 days at the most.
Oh, then we could intercept them there.
I'd hope so.
You've changed your mind. Why?
Because there's a sizable Ute war party gathering between us and the trail. Pretty heavy load for a woman, sister.
We're used to hard work, Mr. McCullough.
have quite a way with horses. He's usually pretty skittish around strangers.
I grew up around skittish horses.
Did you, ma'am?
Why don't you call me sister as you do the others?
Oh, I don't know. I guess it's just that you seem different than the others.
Oh, I hope not.
Well, I mean, you don't expect a nun to handle a wagon and drive a team like a man. Or capture the heart of a one-man horse.
One isn't born in a convent, Mr. McCullough. I rode before I walked, perched up on my father's saddle. I remember when I was a child, I thought the greatest day of my life would be the day of my first hunt.
I bet you were the belle of the ball.
Oh, no. I challenged my brother and his friends to a race, and I won. Not one of them would dance with me. I had the fastest horse in the state.
Well, he just carried the lightest load. That's plain to see, even in that outfit you wear.
It's called a habit.
Whatever it's called, it makes you look beautiful.
I assure you that isn't its purpose.
But you'll have to admit it's true. All you have to do is look in the mirror.
There are no mirrors in convents.
You mean you've never seen yourself?
No.
Well, I don't carry a mirror either, but the water in that pool is clear enough for me to shave by this morning.
You don't understand, Mr. McCullough. Giving up mirrors is a sacrifice we make.
Seems to me you make a lot of sacrifices choosing this life.
Oh, it chose me.
How do you mean?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's just something you feel in your heart.
Why does a man become a scout?
Oh, that's different. You're a woman. Giving up family and friends for a lonely, desolate country that, well, it could turn deadly in a minute.
A lot of places have been lonely and deadly. People have changed them.
Sometimes the places change the people. Juan, you take the first watch.
Está bien. Buenas noches, señor.
Last what? I beg your pardon, ma'am. Juan is taking the first watch. If there's anything you want, you just give a call.
Thank you.
Hermana.
Sí, Tommaso, I'm here.
Por favor. Agua. Madrecita,
Sí, Tommaso.
Anita, por favor, cánteme una canción.
You all right, ma'am?
Was it quite necessary to shoot to kill, Mr. McCullough?
First thing you learn out here, sister, is when you have to use a gun, shoot fast. And shoot to kill. I believe this belongs to you.
Mr. McCullough, I don't know how to say it. How do you thank someone for saving your life?
I won't take credit for that, ma'am, until I've got you safely out of this.
A man lies dead here. A man I only wanted to help. Now he's dead because of me.
He's dead because he tried to kill you.
He didn't understand.
They seldom do. You might think they understand, then all of a sudden, in a minute, they revert to their old ways. You'd be wasting your life out here. You think you can change these people? Well, you're in for a heartache besides hardship.
Mr. McCullough, if we can plant just a
Few seeds of faith in a few souls. Hardship is a small price to pay.
Yeah, but seeds have to be planted in fertile soil. You could spend your whole life out here and just give these people a veneer of Christianity.
I hardly think this is the place to discuss it.
You ever hear of the Zuni tribe in Arizona? Well, the Franciscans came along and Christianized them. Everything was peaceful and quiet until one night in 1780 when they rose up and massacred every priest within miles. No one knows why. And last night here, the strongest argument for your death was spoken by an old man who spent his boyhood at a mission school. Like I said, they revert. Would you like some coffee, ma'am?
Oh, no, thank you. I've had mine.
Sister Joseph, this is my idea of coffee.
Pity she can't make a proper cup of tea.
When in Rome, sister.
I'm sure that whoever coined that phrase had never tasted American coffee.
I haven't seen Juan yet. Has he had breakfast, sister?
No.
Well, then where is he?
He's gone.
Gone.
He's made a run for it. Took one of the horses and left last night.
You mean he's deserted?
Not that he's going to get very far.
Oh, poor Juan. Only last night he was speaking of his wife and child. I guess he just lost courage.
He may have more courage than you think. Perhaps he's gone to get help from your wagon train, Mr. McCullough.
In that case, he'd better be quick about it. Right now, they just want to talk.
Well, then we must go out and try to make them understand who we are and what we're doing here.
Wait a minute, sister. Even if they could understand, they wouldn't listen to you. Women aren't heard in council parley. You have to let me do the talking for you. I just wish I had something to bargain with besides words. Wait a minute. No wonder he spends so much time by himself. He's not a Navajo. He's a Ute. And one thing about Utes, they love their children. If we hold on to him as a hostage, we might be able to avert an attack.
Oh, but we mustn't do that. We must send him back to his people as evidence of our good faith.
To hold him as a hostage is against everything we stand for.
Look, sister, you might be willing to die for an idea like that, but I'm not. Now, I don't mean the boy any harm, but if I can use him to get us out of here, I'm going to do it.
Quite right. The important consideration is to reach St. Joseph's and fulfill our mission. In this case, sisters, the end justifies the means. Do as you think best, Mr. McCullough.
Oh, Mr. McCullough.
Now, sister, don't you worry about anything. I don't mean him any harm, but I need this for a while.
Be careful, Mr. McCullough.
Well, don't worry about me, ma'am. I got strong medicine.
Well, perhaps this will make it even stronger. My brother wore it through the war. He said it brought him safely back to his home and sweetheart. May it bring you back to yours.
Well, I don't have a sweetheart to come home to, but I'll be glad to wear it. Rico, we have sat together at the council fires of Ure the Peacemaker, in the camp of the Ukampongre Utes. You know the language of the white men.
We are at war with the white man.
You are not at war with such as these. The women in these wagons come in the name of the Great Spirit, to heal the sick, to teach your children. They mean your people no harm.
In their wagons, they protect our enemies, the Navajo.
Does the great Rico make war on children?
The Utes will make war on all who would try to steal our land.
These women only wish to pass through your land.
Iakko. The old one will speak. When the old one was a little boy, he went to the mission school. And later, the soldiers came from across the ocean. And the people felt the sharpness of their bayonets. And they grew angry. His father and the father of his father took part in the massacre, killing all the soldiers and the black robes too. All this he remembers. He tells us that they're coming again soon, and that we must kill them. The soldier will come soon, and men without honor, and my people will suffer.
If you make war on these people, you make war on a future brave. One of your own.
Keep a parley?
Juanico! The medicine bag belonged to his son. In camp, the women sing the death chant for the boy.
Tell them the boy lives. The women saved his life. For that, they should go free.
It must be spoken of at the council fire. When the sun comes again, we'll return to this place.
Amigo!
Juan?
Amigo!
Juanito?
Amigo!
Where do you think you're going?
Oh, I heard a voice. I think it was Juan's. I think he's hurt.
It's an old Indian trick, and it's lured a lot of people into ambush. I didn't mean to be rough with you.
Amigo!
Now go out and have a look around. Now you stay here no matter what happens. You understand?
Yes. Oh, be careful.
I've got very powerful medicine. Remember? I told you to stay at the Wagon. If anything had happened to you.
Oh, I'm all right. Truly, I am.
Lady, you'll do to ride the trail with.
Thank you, Mr. McCullough. Come along.
They're coming. They're safe.
Sister, what's the meaning of this? Leaving your patient
Well, I heard voices, and I thought it was one. Mr. McCullough went out, and the Utes were there.
You might have cost him his life.
She saved 2 lives, sister. Only reason this woman could have left the tribe is that she's Tonino's wife. That means in a council, Tonino's decided he'd rather see his boy dead than spare the rest of us. And she's decided to die with her son.
I'll take her to him.
What's that?
The death chant.
Please don't think I'm afraid.
After what you did tonight, how could I? You know, the Chinese believe when you save another person's life, you're responsible for it after that. I guess if that's so, we're responsible for each other from here on out.
From here on out. How long will that be?
Thank you. Well, our luck's holding. There's always a chance that Juan got through. And now that we've got the Ute woman, well, I'm hoping that Rita will accept the bargain.
Oh, I hope so. We've come so close. Sister Monica to her dreams of a mission hospital. Sister Joseph to celebrating her silver jubilee.
Silver, huh? 25 years, that's quite a celebration.
Yes, we were to make it a double celebration. I was to make my perpetual vows that day.
You mean you're not in yet? For good?
Oh, no. The order gives us a very long time to make up our hearts and minds. Even after our novitiate, we wait 5 years before we make our final vows. They must make very sure that this is the life for us.
And so must you, ma'am. So must you. The boy and his mother are released, we can leave Rico's territory by the shortest route possible. Wait a minute. There's more. We can leave provided the Navajo children are left behind.
Leave them to the tribe that slaughtered their whole village? We couldn't.
They trust us. We could never abandon them to save ourselves.
Sisters, let's not give way to childish emotions. Mr. McCullough, you said that the Utes love children.
I said they love their own children. These are Navajo. They'll serve as a warning of what will happen to other Navajo that try to enter Ute country. You've got until sundown to make your decision.
No more time is necessary, Mr. McCullough. He can have our answer now.
Sister Rita, as long as I am superior here, I will decide what we will tell Rico. And when.
God forgive them.
Rico thought this would help us make up our minds.
This would have happened to the children.
I'm quite aware of that. It would have been monstrous even to consider Rico's proposal. But Mr. McCullough has pointed out that every hour of delay brings the wagon train nearer.
I wouldn't count on that now, sister.
You understand, Mr. McCullough, that for us there can only be one answer. We will all leave together, or we will all die together.
Oh, surely not all, sister. We have it in our power to save 2 innocent lives. The boy and his mother must be sent back to their people. The end no longer justifies the means.
Sister, you think far too much with your heart and far too little with your head. See that the children stay back, please. If we did send the boy and his mother back, it would mean an immediate attack. Is that not so, Mr. McCullough?
Mm-hmm.
Then we must wait until the last possible moment before releasing them.
That's what I do, sister.
Come and have a cup of coffee, sister.
When you were mistress of novices, you always knew when we were troubled. You'd say, come have a cup of hot chocolate. We thought you could read our souls.
Come and sit down.
Thank you.
Remember that phrase you used to read so often? About the dark night of the soul? This is such a night. I'm growing old, most of my life behind me. When you're young with so much ahead, it's hard to face the thought of dying.
Oh, I'm not afraid to die. I wish I had the courage to live.
Oh, don't struggle so alone, little sister. Pray. Pray for strength and enlightenment. God has seen fit to test you.
And I failed him.
It takes courage to acknowledge doubts, to face and resolve them. And in the end, your faith will be even stronger. I think Sister Monica could do with a little tea,
I'll take it to her, sister. Thank you.
Dear God, help me to help her. To help all of them. Amen. He will help.
When?
In his own time and in his own way.
You've got your faith, sister. I've got mine.
Oh, Mr. McCullough, there must be some way to avert a massacre here. If we took the boy and his mother back to their people, surely they'd speak for us.
Their words wouldn't mean a thing against old Loopy. What he says is law. And he connects missionaries with soldiers and opportunists who followed them and took advantage of the Indian. He might have been a mission Indian once, but he's all savage now.
Good night, Mr. McCullough.
How much chance of sleeping with those drums beating?
This is not a night for sleeping, Mr. McCullough.
When will the drums stop?
Dawn?
And then they'll come.
Mm-hmm. One thing you should know. I'm saving 3 bullets. You and the sisters won't be taken alive.
Poor Mr. McCullough.
On a night like this, a man gets to thinking about things he might have done differently. Any regrets, ma'am?
No. And you?
2. One that I can't get you out of this.
And the other?
That we didn't meet a long time ago. Being in the war and riding a lot alone like I do, a man builds a picture of a woman, kind of an image that he keeps in his heart like a shrine. Some men go their whole lives and never find it. I found it in you. Our few days here have been among the best days of my life. I'm sorry. I just wish things could have been, well, worked out differently. I didn't mean to offend you.
defend me, Mr. McCullough. You've paid me a very beautiful compliment.
Sister Rita! Mr. McCullough! How long has Sister Joseph been gone? 5 minutes? 10?
Gone.
I don't understand.
I wanted to talk to her, but she's nowhere to be found. While I was looking, I checked the lean-to. The boy and his mother are missing as well. They've killed her.
Let's hope so.
Mr. McCullough, will you see to the children, please? From the moment you found us, I think you knew it would end like this. But it was a splendid effort on your part. You've done everything humanly possible. Flint.
Yes?
I want you to do one more thing. I want you to ride for help.
We both know there's not time for that.
Not for us, perhaps. But what about the people on the wagon train? It's your duty to warn them of the danger.
I'm not leaving, sister.
You remember what you said about the expendability of the few when the lives of many were endangered?
The Major can take care of the train.
There's no sense in your getting killed because of us. At dawn, we're giving ourselves up. You could be miles away by then.
I could be, but I won't. So forget the idea. I know you people aren't afraid to die. But a lot can happen before you die. And I could never ride far enough to leave a memory like that behind.
Mr. McCullough, at a time like this, the heart has a way of playing tricks.
No. It's been a long, lonely search, but it ends here. I'm sorry if you think that's wrong, but that's the way it is.
One can't help the direction in which the heart goes. The right or wrong comes in what one does about it. I hope and pray that it's a love that doesn't hurt or trouble her.
You wouldn't have said a thing like that last night.
So much has happened since last night. So very much.
If I've said anything rude or if I've seemed rough to you, it's just that I've never been around people like you before. I want you to know I'm very proud to have known you.
And I, you, my valiant friend.
Sister, Mr. McCullough, someone's coming.
I wonder what this means. Something's shaping up. First the drums and now this.
Come. The woman from the wagon. She dies.
Oh, sister.
This is a good woman. She is a brave woman. She is a friend of my people. And for this, all go free.
Sister, forgive me my disobedience.
You taught me the wisdom of following the heart, sister. It's I who must ask forgiveness. For my sharpness. For my pride.
You were right, sister. You got us out of it.
Oh, Mr. McCullough, God did it. I was only the instrument.
For this, Tonino shall die. Will the white man scout take this knife and kill him now?
No, Mr. McCullough. You must not let them take a life for a life. Perhaps Tonino, too, did God's work. Please. He must not be punished.
The women wish Tonino to live.
The word of Rico is law.
Is the law of Rico greater than the law of the Great Spirit? We are servants of the Great Spirit, who forgives all. We do not kill, not even our enemies. Hear me, Rico. It is not our way.
Ikamanana. Hermana.
Sí.
Yo, pecador, me confieso a Dios Todopoderoso que he pecado gravemente con el pensamiento, la palabra y obra. Por mi culpa, por mi gravísima culpa. Oh Señor Dios omnipotente, que nos ayude, que nos perdone los pecados y nos conduzca a la vida eterna. Oh Dios Todopoderoso, misericordioso, que nos concede la indulgencia, la absolución y perdón de todos nuestros pecados. Así sea.
And Joseph said to his brethren, I die, and God will surely visit you and bring you out of this land, unto the land which he sware to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
You were right, Mr. McCullough. They do revert.
Yeah. I guess it works both ways. You were right, sister.
Come on, Charlie, get hitched up, will you? We want to move.
Major, how long do you figure it'll take you to get to the St. Joseph?
About a week, I guess. Why?
Oh, I was just wondering. I thought maybe I'd like to ride up and take a look at the Sierra foothills.
Well, that'll take you better than a week, boy.
That's right.
Listen, you... Maybe you do need a little rest. Why don't you go ahead? Well, good morning, sister.
Good morning, Major. Nuns and scouts, Mr. McCullough. Their work is never done.
Work? Why, sister, haven't you heard? That fellow's gone off on a week's vacation. A whole week, nothing but pleasure.
You were going without saying goodbye.
Well, I'm not much for saying goodbyes. But I wasn't, I was going to drop by your wagon and leave this for you. You're right, it's powerful medicine.
I'd like you to keep it, Mr. McCullough, so that wherever you go, you'll always know our prayers go with you.
Vaya con Dios, sister.
Vaya con Dios, Mr. McCullough. Go with God, my friend.
He's quite a fella, sister. Always way out in front, looking for something.
I hope he finds it soon, Major. I hope he finds it.